Hello, we're going to be looking at Grade 3 Trinity. This is the new syllabus, the syllabus from 2023. And there's some great choices in here now, including Adele's Someone Like You. We have a nice piano solo of this here. This is a series of videos to help you with playing this piece. Now, you could, in theory, just learn it just from watching what I'm playing, but my intention here really is that what I'm making is a series of videos to help people who are actually learning, working from this music. So I'm going to refer a lot to the bar numbers in it. And if you're using this music at home, it's really important you refer to it. Have a pencil handy. You're going to need to mark certain notes in to help yourself, just to point out important fingering, and also, places where you might just want to remind yourself of notes. There's no shame in writing notes into your music, but do it in a pencil and only mark in what you need. Don't keep writing the same note over and over again. Just find those key moments when you really need to move your hands and where they're going. So for the first section, we're going to look at all of the left hand to the first page. And it pretty much fits to the recording of Adele singing it. There's a couple of things that are slightly different, although it does all work together, but there's some slightly different things. First thing to say is, in our key signature here, we have 3 sharps in here, and the major key that goes with that, I'm going to use the circular fifths to find it. So C major, no sharps, G major, 1 sharp and G major, 2 sharps and D major, A major has 3 sharps. And those sharps are, Father Christmas gave, you may or may not be familiar with the sentence, Father Christmas gave Dad an electric blanket. That's the order of the sharps. So you need the first 3, Father Christmas gave, F, C and G. When you play an A major scale, and you really should be able to play this scale before you play the piece, because it's going to help you with it. An A major scale, you start with your thumb on A. The 3rd note is a sharp, it's C sharp. You bring your thumb under. Then you have 2 more sharps, and then your thumb comes under. So that is the A major scale. Now, I'm not going to start doing hands together things. The purpose of this is just to understand which black notes you're going to need in this piece. And by all means, on the top of your music, write a capital F, a capital C, a capital G, and write a sharp sign next to it to remind yourself you're going to be using those. So we're in the key of A major. So we're also counting 4s. 4/4, common time. 4 crotchet beats in a bar. In the opening section here, I'm going to be using a lot of pedal here. It says pedal on the bottom there, and then and the suggestion is that you probably will need to re-pedal once a bar as the chords change, or actually sometimes the chords don't change for several bars, but generally speaking you need to pedal about once a bar, and anything specific is marked in down at the bottom here. This first section, you're going to need an A major chord. You'll see in the music here, you've got an A, which is held, and then whilst that's held, you play C sharp, an E, and a C sharp. They've suggested using your 4th finger, which I think is supposed to aid changing position. Similarly, I don't think it would matter that much whether you use your little finger or your 4th finger here. I'm going to do it with the pedal as well, and then you get this nice effect. You're supposed to hold the A as you do that. Now the full speed is something like, and that's your first 2 bars. So the first bar is 2 lots of this. Then the second bar is more of the same. On bar 3, the bottom note changes to G sharp, but the other notes remain the same. And you do that for 2 bars. Going to the second line, the bottom note moves to F sharp, the top stays the same. Now, a slightly tricky bit coming up. Now I'm here, second line, 5, 6, on bar 7, my hand moves up and the bottom note is A, and then the top bit for the first time has changed, D, F sharp, D, and then you do that again, but after the F sharp, you go down 1 onto E. You'll see the 2 written under the E there is tied to another E. Then you take your thumb under onto D, and you'll see the 1 written there. And then right at the end of the bar, you've got a C sharp, which is going to lead you back into bar 9, back into that. And then we're changing to G sharp again. Last line, the F sharp again, same as before. Now on the next bar, you do the little quavers, and you stop on the F sharp. Then you come up to the A position, and you'll notice it says writ here, which means everything's slowing down. And you go, it looks really complicated because you've got something tied to something, but what's actually going to happen is you're going to play an A first, then you're going to keep that held at a D, keep that held at an F sharp, and then leaving the bottom note on if you can, you're going to play D and E. You see the little chord there? Now you only play that chord once because it's tied. And there are 2 notes at the bottom here, but that's actually going to be leading into page 2. So I'm going to stop at that point. So here's the whole of the first page, and that's the whole of our first video. So as I say, do try and look at the music as you play. Be aware of what those bottom notes are. Don't just copy me. Just check that you can see the A moving to the G sharp, the F sharp. And as I say, you can mark the odd thing in with the pencil if it helps you there. So this is what we've got at the beginning. And I'm going to pedal once a bar. I'm going to use my 4th as well. 3, 4, 1, 2. Bar 3, the G sharp. Now, bar 5, second line, F sharp. Now I'm going to move my hand up to A. And after the F sharp, onto the E, hold it, thumb under on D, hold the D, and then C sharp, A. Just like the first section. This time I'm going to stop on the F sharp, up to the A, re-pedal, slowing down, and then that'll lead us into the next section, and so on. So that's our first video, just about learning that first bit. If you like singing, try singing it long, you'll fit. I heard that you... Start to get a feel for how the right hand melody is going to work, okay? But get really, really confident with that because that left hand underpins it. And a final thought, don't be too heavy with the left hand because there's an awful lot of notes. So when you've got a lot of notes, it's very easy for them to become the dominant thing because there's lots of notes. But actually, the dominant thing of anything is going to be the melody in the right hand. So even at this stage, just try and get used to just keeping it all nice and gentle and flowing. So we're thinking in phrases rather than notes, we're thinking in patterns of notes that are slowly changing, and that will help you get that professional sound. That and a little bit of the right hand pedal. And a final word about pedaling, toe, so heel should be on the floor using the right hand pedal, and you should be able to control that pedal, keeping your heel on the floor as you play. So there we go. Once you're absolutely sure you've got that, it's time to move on in the next video to the right hand part.